The best thing ever had happened in my life was when she said she would marry me, and did.
Today, the country is mourning the loss of a former First Lady who reshaped what it meant to be the head of a first family. Rosalynn Carter died this weekend at the age of 96.
She and former President Jimmy Carter were married for 77 years, making it from the small town of Plains, Georgia, all the way to the White House. Carter died at the couple's longtime Georgia home yesterday afternoon. She's been in declining health for several months, suffering from dementia, according to the Carter Center. After their time in Washington, Mrs. Carter was a constant presence at her husband's side, advocating for causes like conflict resolution, public health efforts, and affordable housing. And now the country and the Carolinas are remembering and honoring her legacy. Queen City News has teams all over the region covering the passing of the former First Lady, from here in the Queen City all the way down to the Peach State.
And we start with Atlanta Bureau Chief Archith Seshadri live outside the Carter Center in Atlanta. And Archith, what's been the reactions that you've seen there locally?
Yeah, good evening. The reaction here is certainly one of respect, and it's very somber here outside the Carter Center in Atlanta. People coming in to pay their respects and learn a little piece of history about the Carter's former First Lady, Rosalynn Carter, spending 77 years with her husband, leaving behind her husband, 4 children, 11 grandchildren, and 14 grandchildren. Many people that we spoke to say they will remember her with the words of service, community, empathy, and giving back to the community. That's exactly what she did both during her time in the White House and after the time in the White House, helping out with Habitat for Humanity, building homes, traveling around the world to help restore, monitor elections, restore peace, going to Latin America, as well as playing an important role with their community church, the Maranatha Baptist Church in Plains, Georgia, alongside with her husband. And there was a few light moments as well, her holding her hands, her also traveling and sometimes having a notebook memory correcting the former President Jimmy Carter if he had by mistake said something, and it was a team effort, and we certainly saw all of that here. People coming in saying that she certainly played a very important role advocating for women's rights, mental health, as well as leaving a legacy for many First Ladies behind.
Definitely a legacy of mental health and bringing that out of the closet, per se, and into the forefront. You know, people talking about it much more than that.
We love the history of the presidents and the first ladies, so we love learning about what they accomplished while they were in office, and half of it we remember and the other half we don't.
The Carters were also big sports fans. The Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Braves taking a moment to pay their respects and tributes to the former First Lady, saying they would often see them at games here in Atlanta, a Braves game, and sometimes if they're even lucky, they would catch them sneaking in a little kiss on the kiss cam. We also are following and tracking the developments about the celebration of life events as well as the funeral services. All of those are set for next week, Monday through Wednesday, both in Plains and here in Atlanta, right by the Carter Center, as well as at a church. We'll continue to track those details, but for now, live outside the Carter Center in Atlanta. Archith Seshadri, Queen City News.
Yeah, Carter's making quite an impact across the country, and Rosalynn Carter worked alongside her husband in numerous habitat builds across the Carolinas.